Good evening and welcome to Flat Earth Debate. I'm your host Nathan Oakley, and if you are new to this channel, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. If you would like to support this channel, there is a super chat that runs along the show while it is live, and if you would like to join the debate, there is a link in the info box below this video. Simply click on that link to join the debate. There are only a couple of rules in the Hangout. Number one, please do not swear. If you do, you will be ejected, but you will be warmly welcomed back on the next show. So please do not try to rejoin with sock accounts. Once again, I will say if you are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. In the meantime, I'm going to transition across to the debate, which will continue as we had a slight OBS error on the last stream, so this is kind of a continuation of that. So I'll transition you across to the main action.
Already way above you in elevation, it's already removed above you. It's not going to get smaller.
What? How does that make sense? I'm really trying to get it.
Yeah. Okay. If you're, let's say you're standing right under the sun. Let's say it's noon. Okay. Then the flat earthers believe that sun is a few thousand miles above our head, right?
Well, that's demonstrably false. So why would you bring that up?
I don't think it is demonstrably false. Otherwise,
Oh,
it wouldn't
sure
be
it
here.
is.
Sure it is.
Oh, yeah, you can check that. You can check that on the half moon with the. It's at the. You can grab your 89.98 degrees and do the math yourself and find out that the sun has to be 93 million miles away.
Why is that?
Knowing the location of the moon, because you know the distance of the moon.
It
takes light 1.3 seconds to reach Earth from the moon. We know that. We bounce radio waves off the moon.
And how are you getting from the moon to the sun again?
By using a triangle.
And
to a location on Earth. Do we have to explain the beginning of time to every flat earther?
Well, you do if you're going to
really
the
old.
sun is 93 million miles away. Yes, you do.
Oh,
and
okay.
You need to explain that to me, because I don't just accept extraordinary claims like that.
It's not really that extraordinary, actually.
Okay, so let me get this straight. The sun being 3,000 miles away is extraordinary.
Playlist. It's got everything you need to know.
million.
It's called Flat Earth Fails on my channel. You can check out my playlist.
And you can check out mine.
And there's not a lot of videos there. There's just enough to get the points across.
Same with mine.
It teaches you how to use your P900, that the stars are not really these twinkly aberrations.
I didn't say they were.
But many of you gullible flat earthers did think that.
We are now live, by the way, guys, just so you know.
Oh, we are?
Oh, clean it up. Clean it up.
All right, no cussing.
Anyway, I would argue that the sun being 93 million miles away is far more extraordinary claim than saying it's 3,000.
Why? 3,000 is demonstrably false. 93 million is not.
And I would like a demonstration of it if it's so demonstrably false.
All right. You seem acquainted with math and geometry and trig, right?
Somewhat, yeah.
This was calculus.
Okay.
This is calculus.
Now, you know that, let's take equinox.
Did you graduate high school? Because it might be a useless conversation. Yeah, he did, right?
No, I think he knows how to do this.
All right.
You take the sun on equinox directly above the equator, or within fractions of degrees, and maybe a couple miles or so, but we don't need to split hairs for that here.
No, we don't. It's fine.
We can talk in basic general terms. Basically, the sun's over the equator. An observer at 45 degrees north latitude, which is about at 3,100 and change miles away from the equator, at solar noon, when the sun is crossing the meridian there, highest point in the sky, it will be at 45 degrees for that observer. Now, if the Earth were a flat plane, the 45 degrees, you have an equilateral right triangle there. So the distance to the equator would be equal to the height of the sun above the equator at that time, which would be about 3,100 and change above the Earth. However, the problem becomes that, and this is true no matter what figure you use, although if you deviate from the 3100 or so, it's cherry picked because of the 45-degree observation. Well, then it's not going to work at 45 degrees anymore. And when you take the 45-degree observation, it works there. Okay. But as you go towards the equator and further north than the 45, it deviates. When you do the calculation as if you're on a flat plane, the height of the sun varies, and it varies by a significant amount when you do these calculations, and based on direct observations that are available to us every day. Now,
Okay.
a college has done this. They went on Equinox and did this. There's a good PDF on it. If you would like it, I'll dig it up and link it to you, and you can see what the problem is. And not only is the sun not 3,000 miles away, there is zero, I mean zero, numbers that you can assign to the height above this, to the height of the sun above any flat plane. That would match our observations. I mean exactly what I just said. There is no one number that you can assign to the height of the sun that will match our observations consistently from north to south.
I disagree. And
You
furthermore,
disagree
how would
all
you
want.
I will.
Yeah.
And how would you even be able to establish whether or not you're looking at a parent sun image or the real sun through all that atmosphere and through as far away as the sun?
There's not that much atmosphere looking at 45 degrees. Come on,
Yeah,
man.
but how would you know? How would you know if you're looking at a rendered image of the sun or the real sun? How would you know?
Are you from Team Yahawashi? A rendered
No.
image of the sun? Are we in a computer simulation today?
No, I'm talking about simple
I think he's
light.
misrepresenting the
Yeah,
refraction from the sun.
we have an atmospheric lens. We have refraction. We have the
No.
brightest object in the
I think
sky.
he's
Oh, stop.
when the
What
sun
lens?
actually hits the
Stop with the
atmosphere
lens.
of the Earth, he's talking about how it
Yes.
lenses from there.
Yeah, more like Jeranism's thing rather than Team Yahawashi. I don't
Jeranism's
believe in the
a
simulation
moron.
view.
Yeah, okay.
Well,
Well,
you said rendered.
Yeah,
You said
I didn't mean in a simulation sense. I meant that
right, we're just going to grant him that, right?
I meant that we can't establish it's the real sun
Okay, but here's the point with that. Now, if
or
that
the real
were the
locale
case-
for the sun.
if
Then
what
why
you're
are you
saying
trying to
was
say it's
true,
3,000 up?
if you're-
I said it was more believable than 93 million. Just like I find it hard to believe that at winter solstice the sun is, close 91 million, and then at summer solstice it's 94 million. See, I would call that an extraordinary claim. Certainly, if you're going to say that the tilt of the axis of a few thousand miles is what's responsible for the seasons, then you would think a few million miles in location would play some effect.
It's the angle of the light and the light intensity, the energy. But anyway, you're not going to be able to grasp that, so I'm not even going to try to explain it.
Well, can
What
you grasp?
were you going to say,
Can you
Graham?
grasp proximity to the light? Because I would say proximity to the light would be the number one factor in the heat, not the angle. Proximity.
Okay, and you'd be wrong.
yeah.
And you have proof for this?
It's a small percentage of difference. It's not the driving factor of the seasons.
I would not call 3 million miles a small percentage difference, sir.
Relax,
It's about 3%, Numpy. Come on.
relax. Don't chin over this. It's not a big deal. I mean,
All right, you take them.
there's nothing to take. It's just like abuse now at this point.
Yeah, you can't establish that the sun is at a certain locale and you're upset about it. I understand that. But
Oh, my voice
That
is the
doesn't-
one shivering. That's why I'm calmed down on you, because I don't want to hurt you physically. I don't want something to happen to you. You sound like you might pop.
nah, it's my
nothing
it's my first hangout, so I'm a little nervous. That's all.
Okay,
But
don't be nervous. This is all good. We don't hate you and shit like that. Stuff like
well,
that.
no, you guys get very condescending with us, and we don't necessarily.
Well,
We're just
no.
asking questions.
You got to imagine our point of view too. Like we've already done this 1,000 times, and as honest as you may be, we've already come up against very dishonest people too. So there's a reason for a little bit of the disdain, and it's not so much a reflection of how we feel about you personally. It's about this, you know, a lot of them. It sucks. We feel bad for you, basically, that you've got rope-a-doped into thinking in some silly stuff. You know, to us, this is what I'm saying.
Well, feeling bad is one thing, but you're saying disdain. I mean, you chose to come
No,
here.
well,
You're
that's
coming here
because we
every
have
day.
disdain for the actual liars who promote flat Earth, who sit here and tell you that you know, stars are really this and that when they've already been told how to fix their camera so that they could use the manual focus so they could see these stars and planets properly and stop promoting bogus lies about all this other crap. You know,
Yeah, well, if people are promoting, if they know
listen,
something's a
man.
lie and they're still pushing it, yeah,
No,
I
we've
don't
got
like
Eric
that.
Dubai telling you things are 70 miles away when they're only 15 miles away, and you're running around doing the math, wondering, oh, look, he's right, it doesn't work, and then they're using the line of horizon instead of the line of sight as the reference point to the 8-inch per square per mile, and misrepresenting the formula all over the place, saying, look how it doesn't work, and you got all this deception going on, and still have flat earthers going, yeah, but NASA lies. But wait a minute, so does the entire flat Earth community.
Okay, but you know, not everybody's. First of all, obviously not everybody's lying. People believe certain things, and they're trying to, you know, establish the reality here.
When you become
know,
someone, when you become, listen, man, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I got to make this quick point. When you go around to all of the flat Earth channels and show them the actual right way to use the camera, or exactly what the distance is between the two areas that Eric Dubai told you was 70 miles when it's really 15, and then they know the truth and they never mention it and they continue to support the same people, then you know that there's a network of liars that are banding together to intentionally cover up the dishonesty in their community. What do you do about that?
well, if you show somebody something
Nothing.
and you know,
That's what you do about it, obviously.
By the way, I've just found a video. It's called, I don't know whether it will satisfy, but it's very short, 21 seconds. It says, Flat Earth Sun eliminates curvature. It shows the sun through a camera, and it has set over the horizon, then he zooms back in and the sun is back up.
Graham, are you still there? Is he gone?
No, he's just still on mute. That's all.
Are you screen sharing that, or how's that video? What's up with that? Are you supposed to inspect that?
I
We're
don't
doing
have
it
the
video. We have to look it up.
I don't have the ability to do that.
I gotta take the 2 seconds to step away from this. You know, I don't need too much information. I'll be back.
And Jonathan, who is the channel?
Hold on. Just let me.
All right, wait. All right, I got Marilyn.
Right.
Marilyn
the channel
Teed,
is
21 seconds.
Marilyn Teed.
Okay, Flat Earth Sun Zoom
eliminates curvature.
I thought you said illuminates.
No. No.
Flat Earth Sun eliminates
curvature. Not the curvature, just curvature.
By Marilyn Teed. I guess she's down at Jersey Shore. Is Snooki in this video?
There's nobody in it. It just it's only 20 seconds long, but I'm sure you're going to watch it and say, well, let's not, you know, it's just one that I've pulled up just to see.
What actual hell is going on in this video?
Well, you can see the sun.
Is anybody going to present it?
There,
Is it going to get presented? Because the audience can't see it.
I don't know how to present it. I've got no idea. All we're seeing is the sun has appeared to have partly gone over the horizon, and then the gentleman zooms the camera in, and you can quite clearly see that the sun has not set over the horizon.
Carb, can I ask you a question while you're watching that?
Yeah, I was just checking to make sure I wasn't on mute.
I mean, I will say in
back
fairness
then,
that it's not the best video for me to pick.
Madman, can you mute?
Yeah.
I'm
me,
gonna
sorry.
Somebody does it.
Hey, shit.
Can you
1
stop it?
second, sorry.
Trying to record everybody. You're busted.
Thank you. Okay, I got you. I see what Grim is doing. All right, you were trying to ask me a question, Crush.
Yeah, I was. You don't think all flat earthers are liars with this, do you?
No, not all. Some are
Well, you
some
could-
are genuinely confused and misled.
Yeah, but you
I
could
won't say
tell there's a
all.
lot of people in the movement just trying to figure out what's going on, right?
I don't know if I can agree with that characterization, but it's not a big deal whether they're trying to figure out what's going on or not.
Well, I'm distinguishing between like the big flat earth. I'm talking about like the mass, the normal everyday flat earther who's maybe got a little content but not a lot. They're looking at, these people are just trying to figure out what's going on. If you have personal case of knowing someone's lying, that's different. But
Yeah,
I don't think we should.
quite
I don't think we should
agree.
do blanket generalizations on either side. That's all.
Definitely an issue here. Otherwise, we wouldn't have, it wouldn't. There'd be no merit, and people will have just walked away. But the fact that there's so many people looking into it now,
Right.
there is something wrong.
There's something wrong.
Either the Earth is a flat plane, or being given the wrong dimensions, and it is a lot bigger. In my opinion, a lot bigger than what they say.
Or,
Okay. If you could support that opinion, that would be fantastic. But otherwise, I don't know what we're supposed to do with your opinions. And I can state a fact to you. That video that you just supplied from Marilyn Teed, without a solar filter, directly viewing the sun in view like that, where it appears that part of it has gone below because of the distance and the glare and all of the like pixel blooming and whatnot in the image, you don't have a clear representation of what's actually going on. What we're looking for is a sun that's actually gone over the horizon and then has been brought back into view. What you have there is a sun that is above the horizon that appears in parts of it in various zoom and exposure that looks like part of it is touching the horizon, but it's not. That's not the actual disk of the sun that is being seen there. That is glare.
And you're saying,
okay, fair enough.
Need a solar filter.
You're
do it that way.
And
now,
you're
if
saying
you have one that the sun has gone over the horizon, gone, and you bring it back.
I'll have another look.
I don't care about a solar filter for that one, although you're going to want one if you're looking through anything that could damage your eyesight. If you were to bring it back, I don't see that being possible, though. So, but still, you should have a solar filter in case the miraculous does occur.
So all we saw there in that picture there was your camera's exposure. That's a problem with your exposure and your camera. That's why. Oh, you just said all that, didn't you? Sorry, I was just watching that video. Oh man.
What's next?
Hey guys, just want to say, man, I'm sorry about last time. I was swearing a lot.
Don't worry about it. Everyone's welcome here. Don't worry about it.
Madman, I'm on the show almost every day, dude. Don't sweat it. He lets me come back. Come on. Don't worry about it.
Mm.
You're good.
I'm gonna stop. Like, I swear, like, I think this weekend is my last Flat Earth weekend ever, and then I'm just gonna let Flat Earth go.
I'm very envious. I wish I could do that. I'm
I
an
mean,
addict.
it's I hate to say it's fun because that's gonna like bring up feelings inside people that don't need to be brought up, right? But you know, in some ways, it's a show, and in some ways, I've been watching the show, and you know, the show is kind of ending. I don't want to see the end.
Madman, what's your name again?
Mad.
Just Mad? Okay. So you have something against the show of Flat Earth versus or the Flat Earth itself? You're just sick of the show? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I mean, the show is kind of ending, bro. I mean, seriously, like, if you look at even the live chats, we have Nathan, we have, you know, a few others. Once YouTube locked it down and said, we don't want disinformation coming out, and they started making people demonetize their videos, Flat Earth kind of died.
I know that. Yeah, I know a lot of content creators lost money on that.
Yeah, well, it's not that they lost money. The problem is that they lost money, but they also stopped broadcasting. But that's not because they didn't want to broadcast. It's because if they did broadcast again, talking about Flat Earth, they would have been shut down. So, you know, I get both sides of the argument. I'm not one of those people that...
A lot of people feel they're clamping down on YouTube in general.
Oh, yeah. I mean, a lot of these guys, they basically got... Basically, what YouTube told them was, stop broadcasting this crap. Right? And it's not crap, right? It's what people believe. It's what people truly believe.
It's
Neither here nor there.
But the problem is this, is that they can't get online and talk about it.
What do you mean?
If they do, they're gonna
banned everybody.
they're gonna
They
get
banned
shut
everybody.
down. So, you know, they're in the middle of, I don't know, it's a fucked up place. I'm sorry again.
We're not supposed to swear, right?
I know, and I keep saying sorry. I'm just happy that Nathan's kid is not
listening.
really understands it.
Not listening.
Oh, on that note, sorry, we must also kid because what is also a kid? Anybody know?
What did you just try to do?
A kid is another name for a baby goat.
So people also refer to their children as kids.
Yeah. Well.
So
yeah.
what?
Well, I mean, it seems to be.
What did you say about
is
me?
it the head gay? Oh no, I didn't say anything about you.
Because he doesn't like it to me.
I didn't say anything about you.
Curved, are you a goat?
No. I don't even know why something like that would come up. I don't even have a joke for that. Why would you actually ask a person that you're speaking to if they're a goat?
Maybe he thinks goats can talk.
You
If
think Goat
did you
Boy
say
is
I
real?
hold on? Whoa, 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 whoa! Did you just say that I said I called you a goat?
No, I did not. You follow the
Oh, sorry.
conversation. You're worse at it than I am. I have
Nate,
enough
Sorry.
trouble with
Oh,
making me look good.
I did. He didn't. I did.
right. Oh, I see. Okay, sorry.
So
Did
who's
you
the
call him
goat?
a goat?
Just bleed it, bleed it, bleed it, bleed it.
All right,
Open up your mouth and bleed it.
Just let it down, dude. Just let it go.
All right. So earlier in the group chat, Negator posted a link. You guys see that? That Batesville, something physics, Finet, mechanics, circular. You see the link I'm talking about in the group chat? Anybody not have that up at the top? 11:48 Eastern time. So probably what, 4:48 GMT?
Can you repost it? Because when my PC
It's
restarted,
actually 12.
it's
It's actually
wiped the chat.
12:28 Eastern time.
It's actually what?
12:28 Eastern time.
12:28.
I thought you just said it was 11:28 Eastern time.
I was referring to the link, the time that the link was posted.
Oh, I got it. Sorry, my bad.
That's okay.
I'm
Good looking
stupid
out.
sometimes,
Good
dude.
looking out for me though, kid. Appreciate it.
Dude, sometimes I'm so stupid.
All right, let me see if I can get this link reposted in the group chat. Flat Earth Crush needs to take a look at this and we can go through it and he can correct the errors.
I'm looking up. I'm trying to get the group chat on my phone. Hold on.
I'll put it in a green chat for you if you have that accessible. If that would make it easier for you, I'll do it. And I just noticed Graham already did it.
See, you know what's
So
more
it's just a repeat there.
than being
www.
I don't think
on
you
the
can
front of
get
that
this
one.
group chat on the phone, can you?
Other chat too.
like, don't you guys enjoy being stupid? Like, isn't that part of us that wants to be kids again and be silly all the time? Isn't that what we've lost
Oh man,
through adult?
inflating that with knowledge.
Is that joy
Did not
that
know
we
something
found?
and still be silly? Is that
Yeah.
the reference you're trying to point you're trying to make? The inference, excuse me.
Actually, no. The point I'm trying to make is about enlightenment, and essentially, enlightenment means finding that core thing you had as a kid when you was happy and silly,
This flat Earth psychology.
as opposed to what we are now as arguing trolls on both sides. If you have two trolls
Thanks for your
on both sides of a bridge,
analysis.
nobody's ever going to cross the bridge.
Are you allowed to prescribe Xanax for me?
As long as you realize this one thing, one troll's already on the right side.
Yeah,
You have
but
two
it
trolls
has to
on
be.
the bridge. Nobody can cross the
So
bridge.
if you want to cross that bridge, you better be nice.
Yeah, I'm just
All
saying
right.
though.
Flat Earth Crush, I dropped the link in the green chat back there, which you should have easy access to on your phone. Have you gotten it yet?
I'm
No,
having
Kurt,
trouble
I'm
finding
not
it.
That's
Hold on.
crazy because it's like in three different
What-
places.
What
I
chat
know,
do you
I'm
have?
new to this. I'm sorry.
It's okay. What chat do you have? Any?
I
Sorry
have,
about that.
yeah, I have the group chat on my phone, but I don't see it.
You don't see what? The group chat or the link?
The link. I don't see the link.
What do you see in the group chat? Do you see our text comments?
Yes.
Like you see where I said cool and somebody said I'll be able to chat in 20 minutes. You see that?
Hold on. Let me mute it. Hold on.
Curved. Are you really on every one of these chats?
Sometimes twice. No,
Why?
I'm not on every one of
Why?
these chats.
Ask you why, dude.
What kind of question is that? Get real.
Well, ask why. Like, why devote that much time to this?
This particular hangout is not that much time, dude. This one's easy.
So you do, yeah, I know.
I would suggest that you concern yourself a little more with facts relevant to the matter, and a little less time trying to psychoanalyze and otherwise analyze a lot of the peripherals of this stuff.
Well, but Curved, you gotta understand something, right? This is all about psychoanalysis. This entire thing is essentially a smorgasbord of analysis for me.
Okay. Well, then have fun with it, but it doesn't pertain to the reality of the situation. It doesn't change the facts. It doesn't help the debate any. If you want to try to look at various things about the debate and what it says about the different sides and all, that's one thing.
Okay. Would you say you're more devoted to flat Earth than most flat earthers are?
Would I say that? No. No, I'm not. This is not difficult, dude. I don't spend time that I need to be doing something else. I'm also, that guy Rick has hangouts during the day. I'm there for hours and hours just shooting the crap, and we don't talk about flat Earth. Very rarely.
I know. I've heard you guys talk about lawnmowers and freaking
all kinds of stuff.
Yeah,
cooking, food, all kinds of things. Women's
abiotic oil.
There's certainly lots of things to talk about.
Well, sure, but I do have an interest in this debate.
Pharmaceutical companies, between the CDC, government agencies, biotech firms.
What if we just talk about that right now then?
Because I'm going to do a quick link. If you are new to this channel, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth debate. If you would like to support this channel, there is a link in the info box. No, there's a super chat that runs alongside the show. And if you would like to join the debate, there is a link in the info box below this video. There are only a couple of rules. Please do not swear. If you do, you'll be ejected, but you will be warmly welcome back on the next show. So with that, I will transition across and say once again, if you are new to this channel, be sure to subscribe to keep up to date with the Flat Earth debate.
Okay.
Let's say it is. Now what? What's up there in the
Let's
sky?
say
What do we see from the Earth? What do we see and are able to measure?
a light in the sky.
My lawnmower is working, dude.
A light in the sky that's 250 miles up, and that I saw it come into illumination from the sunlight in the morning. Not until it was about 20 degrees above the horizon and was like 550 miles away from me over land.
Okay, so can I ask what makes you think that you can see something the size of roughly 747 at 249 miles high out in space through all our atmosphere?
For one, through all
because I've done it.
There's not that much. People do it. People do it regularly, routinely.
Yeah, and the images that they can't get back are crap.
Jonathan, you do not understand any of the problems here with your approach. You're trying to come at this from an aspect of incredulity because you don't understand how something that size can be seen from that far away. You don't understand point light sources. You don't understand how you do.
I understand that the reason that you say that you can see it is because it's being the light that it is emitting is from reflection of the sun.
Then why are you bringing up the stupid size of the 747 argument? If you understand that, then you should have the integrity to know better than to try to play it that way.
Because I believe that you wouldn't be able to see something like
Then
that.
you don't understand.
I
then
think
you don't understand how the light works.
whatever it is in our atmosphere.
You're contradicting, and it's not. It's just, it's demonstrably not. People can measure it and verify this, viewing it from multiple locations at the same time. The thing was well over 550 miles away from me over land. It was 250 or so miles high in the sky. I know people that have taken measurements of it and verified that when it passed between them. You can look at the apps. Not one single person has ever, no flat earther, no ISS denialist has ever gone and taken that information and gone and organized an effort to be able to view it and prove that it is something that could be seen from, the altitude of a high-flying plane or a balloon or some other such absolutely retarded nonsense. Do you understand that? No,
I understand what you've just said. However, it still doesn't stop my you're never going to convince me. I don't believe
not.
that
Because
team.
you're
I don't
sitting in the
believe
corner
that
with
team
the thumb in
can.
your mouth. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I'm not going to believe it. That's what you're doing. You won't look at the objective evidence. You won't go out and try to disprove it. Does it stand to reason to you that they could lie?
I don't need to. I don't need to try and disprove it. It's quite evident from when you watch the footage that when you watch the footage, it is got glitches everywhere, and this is coming straight from NASA.gov.
Jonathan, I've already granted to you, for the sake of argument here, that the footage is fake.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Yeah. So throw that. You don't need to argue that. Why are you arguing what we can demonstrate and prove beyond any reasonable doubt?
Kurt,
sorry, I didn't know that you believed that.
Kurt.
Oh God, what?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but when you're done, can you do me a favor and post that link in the group chat one more time? When you're done.
There it is. That's in the group chat.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. Give you some time to get familiar with that, skim through it. Now, Jonathan, you don't seem to understand the point of what I'm talking to you about here, about the observations of the ISS from Earth that can be verified and are verified by people all across the globe. Why do you argue against that? Why do you just pretend like that doesn't matter? You choose to say, you're basically arguing from the fallacy of incredulity. I don't believe it.
Yeah, because I believe that it's something else that's up there.
Good. What do you believe it is? What do you believe it is?
I don't know. A long shot would be to say that it's a outfitted high altitude plane with
okay, Jonathan, so you don't understand that it's not 100,000 feet up, that this is verifiable at like 250-ish miles up, and that you do see it from multiple hundreds of miles away.
Oh, okay, you do, yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Now, there's been a concession. I'm sorry to interrupt. We've been joined by Tim Osman. Pleased to meet you. Maybe we'll get a hello. We shall see.
Who's the new guy?
Right, carry on
well,
as you were.
guys,
No hello.
I'm going to have to go because I refuse to, feel as if I'm outnumbered or anything like that, or haven't got an argument. I just don't want to be. I don't want to. What?
Jonathan, can I talk for a second, man? Ask you a question.
Go on, please do.
So what is the
Timmy?
reason?
Is this
What
Timmy
is no,
talking to
Jonathan?
me?
I'm asking you a question, right?
Go on.
What is the reason why anything Curve says, you just completely deny it, and you won't want to even take it into consideration?
I've listened to his arguments, and for me, my understanding, all right, it might not be as good as what you think. But yeah, I mean, I've listened to him, and I just don't agree with what he says.
Fair enough. So we've
Simple
also
as
been
that.
joined by Issa Mahalski. So pleased to have you here, Issa Mahalski. I think Tim Osman had a few
Issa,
technical
yeah.
issues.
What
So
up, brother? How you doing, man? I'm
good to
hearing
have
you
you.
over
Thank
here.
you for being
I'm
here.
hearing you over here talking to the ballers. I was like, wait, what's going on? What happened? I thought you said you felt like you were outnumbered, so I felt obliged to come in. What up, Curved? How you doing, brother?
I'm
Yeah,
doing
Issa,
good.
man. I was kind of talking to Jason though, or
Okay, so
Jonathan. But Jonathan, so essentially, like you got on this path of believing with that the Earth is flat, right? What got you on that path?
Seeing videos in the YouTube recommendation, thinking it was ridiculous. I was looking at other conspiracies at the time, and it kept rolling past in the suggestions box, and I ignored it.
What are the
Thought,
conspiracies?
what a load of rubbish. And then one day I clicked, started news, and this is a tale of many flat earthers. I became a flat earther by trying to debunk.
Yeah. So what were the conspiracies that you were investigating before flat Earth? Like UFOs or like what?
No, 9/11, the Federal Reserve, Boston bombings, false flags. Uh,
So they were all down to earth conspiracies.
Sorry?
So they're all conspiracies within the plane or globe or planet, whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
Okay. And then
And I believe that they're all connected, and that flat Earth answers a lot of the reasons as to why the other conspiracies have merit. I think it's all connected.
so flat Earth is the bridge for you.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I agree with that.
That makes everything fall into place.
Not everything, but certainly a lot of things. It answers a lot of queries that I had with other things, and then I thought, well, hold on a minute. If this is real, before I started watching video, thousands of hours of video, I'm signed off
So
medically sick, so I don't work. Go on. Sorry.
So your original reasons for getting to flat Earth, did they get answered?
To a degree, yeah.
What do you mean by to a
Sorry.
degree? What do you mean by to a degree?
Right. Well, okay. I'm saying the flat Earth regarding all the tests that are done, curvature tests, the fact, Bolivian salt flats, and then get into the NASA fakery, by the whole point of the space program is there to try and cement in our heads that this heliocentric
Yeah, but that's all
model
new stuff. That's all new stuff that you found through Flat Earth. I'm talking about the old stuff that originally brought you into it, right? The 9/11, the all of that stuff, right? I'm not talking about the new stuff. Like, did getting the Flat Earth in some way make you feel like your thoughts about 9/11 and the original conspiracies you were investigating actually fall in place?
Well, yeah. Why would you think that that wouldn't be the case?
Yeah.
Well, I'm asking him.
Yeah. Yeah, no, all I said to you, right, originally was I was watching conspiracies and then I saw the recommendations box and clicked on it. Simple as that. Yes, some of the looking into when I got to Flat Earth, yeah, it helped me answer some of them. I mean, I'm not going to go into details, but the answer to your question is yes. Flat Earth, when it came along, it made me think, wow, that
And
seems to make other things.
Is the reason behind it because Flat Earth just means that everything's a lie. So now it essentially makes everything you thought about before you joined Flat Earth true. So you found a group of people that would believe everything that you originally thought was true, as long as you believe in the Flat Earth too.
Sorry to interrupt again. We've been joined by Brenda. Good to have you here, Brenda. Just so everybody on the panel knows, we've got about 10 minutes, maybe a couple more left before we round out this show. So any points that you need to get in, try and keep them concise. Thanks for being here, Brenda.
Hey, my bad, dude, because you look pissed again. Sorry if I keep pissing you off.
Pissing who
Nathan.
off?
Anyway, I think I've answered your question, haven't I?
Did you actually think, like, when you joined Flat Earth, right, it made all of those other conspiracies that you thought about true? Because as long as you believe in
Some of them. That's it. Game over. That you don't have to keep. You're repeating the question. I've answered your question. The answer is yes. It brought some of them, and it gave me answers to some of them as to it made it fit into place. So there you go.
all right, man. I'm sorry, bro.
That's
I didn't
it.
mean to like pound it that way.
Well, it's just the way you ask a question and then you have a laugh at the end of it. It's not.
I didn't laugh. I swear to God, I'm not that type of person.
All right. Oh, okay. All right. No, fair enough.
So, yeah,
All
yeah,
right,
well, let
mate,
me get
it
this straight,
must
though.
have been somebody else.
Hey, the other brother.
Please step in.
The brother asking the questions. I was wondering, like, so do you think that you live on a spinning ball? Hello?
Yeah, me?
Yeah.
Absolutely, I do. But
Okay, why?
I don't want to discuss
Hold
that.
on.
Right
Yeah, you answered it. Why do you think that?
Okay, I do not want to discuss that right now. I mean,
Oh, so
Well, no,
it's all
hold
right
on.
for you
No,
to
check it
ask
out.
the
Hold on.
questions.
Let's address something.
Yeah.
So we do it like this.
Sorry.
Do you believe in climate change?
Of course.
Okay, so do you not think that the
Of
idea that
course.
climate change is
Wait a minute.
okay? So hold on. So climate change is like it kind of stems from the idea that you live on a ball, right?
No.
Isa,
No.
listen.
How about this?
Look,
The
look,
concern
I
for
refuse-
climate change is because you
And
live
I-
on a ball, right?
And Nathan, maybe
Am
I
I
should
wrong?
be banned from this room.
They're not
Yeah.
really that related.
Well, I'm talking to this.
But-
Hold up now, Brenda. Like,
Okay.
I'm not Brenda. I'm not Brenda.
No,
But
I'm not.
Nathan,
Bro,
I
I'm
should
not
be
as
banned from
socially
this room,
inept
but
as
I
the ones you're
refuse to
used
talk
to.
about.
Look, brother.
I
What I'm
refuse
trying to say is
prove
that
the bro.
your
Well, he doesn't want to answer your
presupposition.
questions.
Your
Stop
presupposition.
trying to dodge the questions. Let Issa ask you the questions and answer them. You've asked
Right,
enough for us,
Doesn't
so
your
let him.
Calm down, Jonathan. We're trying
Okay,
to have
Jonathan.
a civil
All right,
discussion.
Jonathan. No,
Thank
you know, yeah, Jonathan's right. Jonathan's absolutely right.
Yeah. So hold on. So the thing is that you think you live on a spinning ball. You don't know why, and you think that climate change is what's happening, and we need to do something about it, right?
I actually think that we're on a verge of an ice age.
Okay, why?
But that's a different reasoning altogether.
Well, no. Wouldn't that be because you believe what someone told you about what happened 10,000 years ago?
No, it's about
Yeah,
ice core.
absolutely has to do with something I was
It's
told.
about ice core samples.
Right. My point is that and you
so-
think that your ice core samples tell you what
Those-
happened
no one
10,000
told us
years ago,
10,000
right?
years ago. We're not taking the word of somebody 10,000 years ago. We're using
Are you sure?
ice core
What's the
samples.
dating process?
Because we're using. There's no one told us this 10,000 years ago. We're using the ice core.
No.
samples.
But right now, your world position is based off of a concept of an idea of history and what happened 10,000 years ago on the soil that you're on. Why do you believe this bullshit?
Because it's true.
And
But
there you
Isa-
have it. So
That's-
and then
that's
and
not
how
the answer.
dare you?
Hold on,
So
Isa-
how
Isa-
dare you? No, hold on.
Isa,
So
listen,
high
man,
ground?
bro,
Hold
come on,
what high
man. I
ground
answered
do
your
take?
questions, and you started talking to someone else, right? I was asking your questions.
Forgive
We
me.
know
Yeah,
the
Brenda
rate-
has a tendency of getting me off topic. Go on, brother.
Well, we know
Me
the
and you were
rate of
talking,
carbon absorption.
And hold
in
on, Grim.
ice.
We get it. Grim has an odd, fucking unique perspective that really is irrelevant to this conversation. But hold on a second. Grim.
No swearing,
Go on.
please.
Well, it
Lisa.
answers your question. Grim can answer your question, and that's
Well, I'm
Yeah, he
asking this.
can. He actually can.
I'm asking a subjective question to this gentleman that I've been talking to, who's been asking these questions to a friend of mine.
well. You just made an invalid.
And
Stomped all over the guy for no
Well, I think
reason.
he said he didn't want to talk about it.
look,
But no,
where's the guy?
I just don't want to disprove the globe. I mean, I think it's pointless.
Right, but you can see how it's
Well,
all
then-
this presump-
well, then what are you
accept
doing
all
here?
of that on a presumption, right?
What am I doing here? I'm still talking, right?
Right, exactly. You're good. What do you call
Yeah,
it?
but why? Why are you here? If you think,
Why
Go
not?
on, bro.
To
Go on.
talk about exactly what I'm talking about right now.
yeah, but you're saying that you don't want to talk about it. You don't want to
Well,
answer the
you say
questions.
All right,
You
so
ask us.
what I want to talk about is this. Isa,
Yep.
why is it that you are so against the globe?
Wait, what?
Why are you so against the globe?
What do you mean
What
against
is
the
it
globe?
within
I have
you?
friends. No. Actually, bro, I'm the one who over here, and I've said it before. If gravity is just as fucking it's so far out.
No
man,
swearing, please.
that
Try to
it's
keep
just
the language
as good
under
as flat
control.
Earth cosmology to me. It's just a little too trippy, and I don't experience any of it for it to be rationalized in my logical mind. Plus, also seeing as it's the academic model, I, being a scientist, have to practice the scientific method, which tells me not to trust the writings of the ancients or the authority. You, however, have adopted a religious perspective wherein you've trusted this academic position, have you not?
I'm sorry, dude. My beliefs will come from science. As far as
Yeah.
Well, hold on now.
You're not a
You think you
scientist.
live on
You're
a
not a
ball?
scientist, Isa. You're a
Obviously.
musician.
He's not discerning
Obviously,
between.
if you think you live on a ball, your things do not come from science.
no, hold on. What I'm
Right?
trying
Is
to
that
do,
what you're saying?
my religion.
Between the data and
That's your
I live in a
problem. If
total
you don't
data.
recognize the scientific history that would lead people to believe why they live on a ball, stuff like the celestial sphere, two celestial poles, all the rest of it. If you don't understand that history, you wouldn't be classified as a scientist in this conversation at all, right?
who thinks they're classified as a scientist
Anyone in this discussion, right, Grim?
in this, right? If a scientist,
we're all
wouldn't-
scientists.
No,
yeah,
you're not.
enjoying
Yeah, we
this conversation any more than this after the first laugh.
None of us here
Why
are
aren't we all
scientists.
scientists?
I didn't want to get you all pissed off and shit. Dude.
Naturally, we are
I
all
was just hoping we have a decent conversation.
right, sort of, but not. This isn't.
People get agitated. It's okay to get agitated. It's okay to get excited and stuff. You can just keep it within certain bounds. Nobody here is a scientist.
You could be a scientist just by doing an experiment as long as you're using the scientific method.
I don't really think so.
You
I
guys
don't-
have
I
abandoned
think that's a
science.
gray area. I think that might be a gray area. You might.
You can kick a
I
football.
might agree
Of
to
course
that. I
it's
might
a
agree
grey
to that.
area.
I was going to say, Brenda,
Of
Jesus,
course, it's a grey area.
you're really that much of a slave to authority that you'd be like, I don't know if I can do this myself. I have to trust somebody else. I mean, come on. That's a bit extreme,
It's
isn't it?
not
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 what
being a
said.
slave to authority. It's about what words mean, and generally, the word scientist refers to somebody who is an expert and trained in the scientific method.
Fair enough.
So, and somebody who has a degree, like a PhD, in a related scientific field and practices scientific methods every
Well,
day.
no. Hold on. Isn't fucking cooking a science? Is it like, isn't that the beauty of science, Brenda? Isn't that what they teach children, that anyone could be a scientist? Because like even you yourself could get a Bunsen burner and fucking do your own stuff. Get a little.
Yeah, I guess that's the fair point where I said it was the gray area.
Those of
I
us
think
not so indoctrinated look at ourselves as though we are autodidacts and trying to educate ourselves. You, on the other hand, accepted a model, and this other gentleman over here thinks he's spinning on a ball and admits that his perspective and his cosmology is not based on science. How irrational
Sure it is.
are you fools?
Sure, it's based on science.
Well, that's where it comes into play. See, Brenda, you think they know the makeup of the sun, right?
Yes, yes, I know the makeup of the sun.
Okay, what's the science? What's the mechanization, the science that they use to discover, to figure that out?
Spectroscopy.
Right, spectroscopy, right? So that's basically it's one evidence that could lead one to believe it's made of a certain thing, but you can't verify it. So you understand, as a scientist, I'd have to accept the information, but maybe not get so wholeheartedly.
What do you mean by verify? What do you mean you can't verify? Of course you can verify it.
How you can touch the sun?
No, but you can. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? See, you have a distorted view of science.
No, it's called.
You think you have to. You have to think I have to physically touch the sun in order to know what it's made of. No, I don't have to.
So you just trust what men say?
No, you don't have to trust what men say. You can do the experiment yourself. Spectroscopy is, so for instance, what spectroscopy is you take an element like copper, you burn it in something like, say, a Bunsen burner, and you split up the light that comes from it in a prism, and that's called a spectroscope. And then from that, you get these patterns of lines that come off of it.
No shit.
The dark lines,
right? And then you.
Oh, sorry, sorry.
And then you do the same. You do the same thing for other sources of light, and you can compare these, and you can figure out what elements are present in a burning material, and what elements are not in there. So if you burn magnesium, you get a different pattern, and if you burn hydrogen, you get a different pattern. And when we look at the pattern that we see from the sun, the pattern is hydrogen, some helium, a very small amount,
a lot of heavier elements,
and a very small amounts of other elements, very small amounts. But the vast majority it's hydrogen. It's a gaseous ball of hydrogen that is burning by nuclear fusion.
So you've been told.
No, we know. So I've been told. What do you mean?
True.
No, that's not how it works.
Right,
that's not how it works.
The sun's not 93 million miles away, and it is local. Let's just say that. Let's just say it's local.
They don't have a real argument, because even
when they go and spray chemtrails, right? When they go and spray. Listen, when they go and spray chemtrails in front of the sun, yeah, if the sun was 93 million miles away, they would have to be constantly doing it all the way around in order to do their global dimming and saving us from climate change.
Any contrail is only in front of the sun for a very small local perspective, dude. Do you not understand that?
The thing is also this, right? What do you call a chemtrail? Are
Yeah,
you
that's another issue. I don't.
Every
even
time they
get
see a
on.
contrail, they think it's a chemtrail. But the more important part,
So you
since
don't
we only
believe in
have
chemtrails? Are you saying you don't believe in chemtrails? Are you saying you don't believe in
Oh
them?
no,
Exactly.
it's called
Absolutely not.
Right. What? Well then why has the World Meteorological Office come out and stated that they have been doing this?
They have been doing what?
I did not say I don't believe in
Spraying
chemtrails.
barium, strontium, and aluminum
Hold on.
into the atmosphere
Hold on.
to try and
Link.
bounce the sun back
Hold on.
out to save us
Link.
from climate
You
change.
Yeah,
cannot,
they're not
Link.
doing that.
have a
Link.
discussion.
They're
They're
not
lying.
doing that. They've
They're
Link.
lying.
You
Oh
have a
my god!
discussion
Oh, it's
where
been on the
I
news,
ask a
you
question
dickhead.
and you tell
No.
me what my
Mute his
question
voice.
is,
They
and
are
then you
Stop
doing
answer
calling
the
people names like that. You're cursing.
That's
Right,
being
that's
very
not
rude,
listen.
Jonathan.
Why don't
With that, I am going to say a huge, enormous, massive thank you to all of the audience who have joined us for this two-part debate. So thank you very much indeed for joining us. And also a thank you for the very patient panel who have stuck around while I sorted out all the technical issues. So a huge thank you to them also. Be sure to like, comment, share and subscribe. I've been Nathan Oakley and I will see you all in the next video.